Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good evening, my friends. This is Angy Stewart from Mia Inner Light, and we are here live on Kardec Radio. So you can access this program through Kardec Radio, Facebook, YouTube, to the app of the radio. You can also access it through the YouTube channel and Facebook channel of Mia Inner Light. So there are many possibilities for you to access and to study with us. So welcome to all of you. I just need to put one item here that I had done before, but I don't know why it disappeared. So 1 second, please. Live programs are like this. Anything is possible. Okay, this is good. Okay, now hopefully it will be working without a problem. So again, welcome to all of you. We are live here in Kardec Radio. My name is Angy Stewart, and I am from Mia Inner Light. And tonight we will be doing these great studies. The first one is about this book here, What is Spiritism? And the second one is our gospel, the gospel according to Spiritism. So the first 20 minutes we study what is Spiritism. This is a small book that Kardec codified, and he brought us all these understandings of what were the questions people were doing in that time, in the middle of the 1800s. And tonight, we will be talking about the disbelievers. So Kardec did it in a formal conversation. So it's basically he collected all the questions that he always received and his best answers, and he published in a book. So this book helps the people that do not understand anything about Spiritism to have a better understanding of what it is, but also the people that already know Spiritism, but they have some kind of difficulties to explain to others. So it amplifies your understanding, amplifies your knowledge, and this is what we are doing. We need to amplify our knowledge always. So I will be sharing with you my screen, and we can study together. So this is the book, and today we are, let me see what's the chapter. We are in, this is chapter 1. Can you believe it? This is chapter 1, and the main title is A Brief Discussion of Spiritism. So in this portion here, we are going to be talking about, let me put the camera like this so you can see. We are going to be talking about the disbelievers. And as the title says, let me put it here, disbelievers cannot see in order to be convinced. So you will understand why they say cannot see. So they cannot see many things in many ways. What they are referring here is that in the time of Kardec, and also nowadays, people cannot participate of the mediumistic meetings. The mediumistic meetings, they are very sacred. They are very important. So it's not that anyone can just, oh, I want to be in the mediumistic meeting. And you're like, yeah, sure, come. No, it's not like that. The spirits, they even tell us how important this meeting is, how sacred it is. So it is required to have a great cohesion about the people that participate of this meeting. That's why it's not really good to have visitors. Well, of course, with exceptions, people that already participate of mediumistic meetings in their spiritist centers, but we can't just someone just say, oh, I would like to participate. Okay, come. So it's not advisable by many things. So Kardec is going to give little tips, and I can go ahead and give little tips too. My tips much smaller than the tips of Kardec, but my experience throughout this many years that I have been participating. So I just want to say hello, Saul. Hello, Saul, my friend. Welcome. Jacqueline, nice to have you here with us. And Jacqueline, remind me in the end, I wanted to talk about our charitable program. So I would like to invite more people to know about what we are doing. And we will be doing another charitable program called the Loving Delivery, and will be on June 6th. But I want to talk about this in the end. Okay, so let's go. So disbelievers cannot see in order to be convinced. So the visitor, he asks Kardec. He actually is talking to Kardec. So he goes like this. It's actual phenomena that the disbelievers would like to see. So he is talking about the mediumship phenomena. He's saying, hey, all the disbelievers would like to see a mediumistic phenomena. Yes, everybody would like to see. But then he continues. If people could witness the occurrences, there would be no more room for doubt. So basically, he's saying if people could participate of mediumistic meetings, there will be no more room for doubt. Like people would believe immediately if they joined a mediumistic meeting. That's what he is saying. But my question for you is, do you really think so? People that do not believe in anything, suddenly they go to a mediumistic meeting and they become a believer? I doubt. And then he continues. How is it then that so many people haven't been allowed to see anything in spite of their willingness? Like they wanted to see, but they are not allowed to see. One might argue that it is due to their lack of faith. They must be given the means to believe. So, what the visitor is basically saying here, he is saying, well, yes, we don't believe because we cannot see. We don't believe because we cannot participate. If we could participate of mediumistic meeting, oh, we would believe. That's what this visitor is telling Kardec. And then he even continues saying, one might argue that it is due to the lack of faith, but they must see to believe. It's almost like they must touch the cuts of Jesus to believe. That's what he is saying. But we know it is not like that. We know that if a person does not believe, her mother, her father will appear in front of them, materialized, and they will say it didn't happen, or they will say it was a dream, or they will say it was my imagination. Because for a person to believe, the person has to be already more prepared, more open. If this person is totally locked, is closed, it's like a cemented wall, anything can happen and this person will continue in the same way. So continue here, and now we're going to see Kardec's answer. So Kardec says, they want the phenomena to happen at their command, but spirits do not obey commands. One must wait for their goodwill. Hence, it isn't enough to say, show me this or that phenomenon, and I will believe. One must have the willingness to persevere, to let the phenomenon occur spontaneously without trying to force or direct them. So this is very important. So basically, Kardec is saying that the disbelievers, they want to participate and at their own will, they want to think about something. I wanted to have a rose materialize in my hands right now. And then the rose would appear, and then they would believe. So it's almost like they wouldn't be enough for them just seeing whatever it was in the mediumistic meeting. And we have to say also that the mediumistic meeting from the past, it's very different from the ones of nowadays. In the past, they needed something extremely strong, even tangible, to be able to be more impressive, to be like more cataloged. A lot of people would see that. A lot of people were going to write about that. That was the way of communication in the past. They had to write. And so the phenomena that used to happen in the past was very impressive. Nowadays, impressive phenomena is still happening, but in a much smaller scale. It's not like it used to happen in time of Kardec. One of the things is that the mediums that are able to have this type of phenomenon happening, they are very rare. They are mediums of materialization. So they are the mediums that deal with the ectoplasm. They are able to take their own ectoplasm and the ectoplasm of other people and create the figures, create the shapes of the spirits. So this mediumship is extremely rare, is extremely dangerous, has to be done in very, very small groups that are extremely connected, that know each other for many years. It's not something like this. From all these places that have mediumship that I know, only one place in Brazil still does this type of phenomena. Most of the other spiritist centers is just really the mediumship that a medium will write a letter, will write a message from a spirit, or the mediumship that the medium will actually talk. The medium will listen to the message, listen to the spirit, and will be able to pass the message. So these are the most common mediumships, and they exist all the time in most of the centers. But what I'm saying is that this type of mediumship doesn't cause such an impression in a person that is not a believer, because this person is not going to be seeing anything. The spirit, it will be there, but the spirit will be invisible to most of the people. The medium probably will be able to see, will be able to feel, but if a person is put right next to the medium, it's not going to see anything. And this person can even start sending negative vibrations, because her mind, his mind will be like, this is such a lie. This woman or this man, they are faking. They are good actors. And we know that the environment is very volatile. You know, the good vibrations attract good spirits. Negative vibrations attract negative spirits. So, in the most of the mediumship meetings of nowadays, the spirits that are there to communicate, they are lower vibration spirits, but they are under some type of treatment. So they are there willing or not willing, but they are there because they need help. And most of them already agree that they need help. But if there is a person like this with all these negative energies, it can bring some kind of imbalance to the meeting. And maybe the spirits that are already there to communicate are not going to be able to connect, to fully connect to the medium. So this is why it's not really advisable. So what is he saying is this: just seeing a phenomena, it's not really a proof that the person will understand, the person will believe in it. And he's explaining that this spiritual phenomena, it doesn't happen when we want, it happens when they want. So Chico Xavier, the most famous medium from Brazil, that he psychographic through his mediumship 450 books. 400, in my hand, 450 books. He is the one who always told us the telephone rings from there, here, and not from here, there. So I can be here calling someone that I love to come to give a communication, and it's not going to happen because they can't really listen to us in the way we imagine. It's different when we are going to bed and we are praying, and we are praying to someone we love, and we are saying, I miss you, I pray for you, I hope you're feeling good. This message they will receive. They will receive. Maybe not in that moment we are doing the message, because there are many things there. Many spirits, just because they die, it doesn't mean they are really in a wonderful condition. Some of them are still in treatment. Some of them are in hospitals. So exactly like in the movie Nosso Lar, Astral City, they have a room, they have a place that they can go. They have some kind of computer, and they can access their email and get their voice messages, their video messages, their spiritual letters. Isn't that amazing? I love that movie. That movie was really fantastic. So, hello, Ippolito. Nice to have you here with us. So, what Saul said? Saul said, I was about to write that. What a connection. Very good. So, we are really, this is good vibrations, good connections and energy. So let's continue. So Kardec says one hope for will come at a time when it is least expected. So what he's mentioning in this sentence is that the people will hope this phenomena will happen to them, but it will happen when it is least expected. So when the day you want to happen, the day you are like hoping something happen, it's like me. In the past, when I was young, I used to go to places and people say, "Oh, this place is haunted," and I loved it. I loved it. I was super connected to it. I wanted to see spirits. By the way, I am a medium, so I didn't need that because I see spirits all the time. But I wanted to go to a specific place to see specific spirits. Never happened. Never happened. Every time I wanted desperately, nah, didn't happen. But when I didn't want, or when I was not even paying much attention, boom, I saw it. Let me tell you one of my stories. I love castles. I love all the palaces, all the houses. I love it to visit, not to live, but to visit. And one time I went to this place. It was in Westchester, in New York. New York? Rhode Island. Rhode Island. Beautiful. It's in Rhode Island. I don't remember the name of the city. And so I'm visiting this gorgeous home, and it was all furnished. So the old furniture all there. And I remember going to one room. The family was really, really rich. One room, a kids' room, and had lots of toys, super expensive toys, and the super expensive dolls. And then I remember seeing a doll and thinking I saw someone with the doll. But it was like, no, it was another person. But it was not another person. Anyway, long story. Long story. Because things start happening in this house. And I start feeling it. And so we finished. We were with few friends. We finished. And we're leaving the house. Oh, I needed to go to the restroom. So I said, oh, where's the restroom? In the basement. I'm like, oh, okay. So I went to the house, and then there was like a series of corridors, and you have to go down, down, down. Yes, and then it's like kind of a weird basement that you start feeling weary. So I went I went to the basement, and they had constructed a long bathroom because this house was a museum nowadays. So it had a long bathroom with many cabinets. So I went there, and I had a sensation that I was being watched. I really felt, I knew it. But then I started, oh God, please, please, not right now. It's a little bit uncomfortable. So I got out of my cabinet. I went to wash my hands. And it looks like that movie scenes that you look at the mirror, you're like washing your hand. And then I remember not doing like this, but going slowly because I was sure I was going to look in the mirror and I was going to see a spirit. And I didn't see at that moment. But when I was coming out of the bathroom, I look back. Yeah, I saw a shadow in the bathroom. So I got out quickly. I was already like, yeah. I got out quickly. I met my friends, my husband, and when we are going to the car, I remember having the sensation again and looking up to the window where was the toys, and then I saw a woman. I saw the woman that was in the bathroom. She was there. She was in the room of the toys. She was not a child. She was a lady. Why she was still there, I don't know. Usually spirits that are stay in houses like that, they are connected to something material. Maybe it's the house, maybe it's some kind of furniture, maybe it's even a doll. And then they were not able to evolve, they were not able to continue their journey because of something. We don't know what. Maybe they need to evolve, they need to learn how to practice detachment. That's what it could have happened to her situation. So my God, I love to tell stories. Huh? Now I have all this to finish. So let's go. What do naturalists do when they want to study habits of animals? So here is Kardec explaining that the people say, oh, you want to study spirits, you have to tell the spirits to do something. The spirit have to appear to be able to be interviewed. And Kardec is saying, oh, really? So when the naturalists want to study animals, they tell animals to do things. So he continues. Do they command them to do such and such a thing so they have the leisure to observe them as they please? No, because they know very well that the subject will not obey them. They watch for spontaneous expressions of their instinct. They wait and learn about them as they occur. Plain common sense shows that it is even more reasonable to the same would apply to spirits who are intelligence much more independent than animals. So it is wrong to believe that faith is necessary. There are skeptics who deny the evidence, and not even miracles could convince them. How many are there who, having seen the phenomena, nonetheless insist on explaining them in their own way, saying that it does not prove anything? That's exactly what I mentioned before. People that do not believe, they will not believe. Such a people serve only to disrupt the meetings without any benefit to themselves. Avoid them. Their pride would suffer at having to admit that they were wrong. So many times they say they don't believe because they are proud of not believing. They are proud of being fighting with people saying, no, you can never convince me. So they feel good about it. So that's what Kardec is saying. What can we say to people who see nothing but illusion and charlatanism everywhere? Nothing. This we also have to explain, because yes, there is charlatanism. There are lies. Kardec already explained this in previous in our previous studies. Yes, unfortunately, everywhere there will be people lying, people pretending to be something. But you can always prove and disprove. There are many tests that can be done. So that's why in Spiritism, we always say, don't believe because someone told you. You have to understand, you have to research, you have to make sure what is being said is really happening. Not just because the door like closed by itself. Don't say, oh, a spirit closed the door. Maybe not. Maybe it's some kind of wind. Maybe it's a current of wind. Maybe it's the air conditioning draft. So you have to search the information, try to disprove, and if there is no way to disprove that, then yes, maybe it was a spirit. So let's finalize. Alongside these hardened skeptics, there are those who want to see things their own way. They do not understand that the phenomena will not obey their will. That's what we already said. Those who want to observe in good faith should not believe without a question, what I just mentioned, but rid themselves of all preconceived ideas and not want to compare incompatible things. Wait, follow, and observe with tireless patience. The same applies to adherents, since it shows that they haven't arrived at their convictions lightly. Do you have such a patience? No, you will say. I don't have the time. That's what the people say. They don't concern, then don't concern yourself with it, but don't talk about it either. No one is making you. So what Kardec is asking is, do you have time and patience to wait the proper moment for you to be able to witness something out of the normal? And you say, no, I don't have. It has to happen right now, or I'm never going to believe. So Kardec is saying, so don't worry. You don't need to believe, because these spirits, they are not here to serve us. It's like that the people that they like to say, oh, I don't believe in God because he never showed up for me. So you don't need to believe, because God is not your employee that you pay him a salary and you tell him 9 a.m. here. You're not here 9 a.m. That's it. It's not gonna happen. So, my friends, let's go to the second portion of our study. And we have here Claudinha. Oi, Claudinha.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Nice to have you here with
So
us.
beautiful tonight.
Oh,
Wow.
yes. Oh, my
Yes.
God. I did my hair.
You look great.
Ah, you're sweet. Thank you. We have also Márcio. Hey, Márcio. Nice to have you with us.
Hi, everybody. Good night.
Hello.
Hello.
Very good to have we all here tonight. This is great. I see Matthew also arrived. Hello, Matthew. How are you? Nice to have you here. Very good. So, my friends, I went over the time, so we have to start working immediately. To the ones that arrived right now, we are doing the gospel, the God at home. We will do this study amongst ourselves, like we are doing in our homes with our family. So we are doing as a friends. So we start with Claudinha doing the reading for us of the passage of the book Happy Life, and
All
then
right.
we continue.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
let's start.
Yeah.
So the lesson today, it says, only wolves fall into wolf traps. Teaches the gospel of Jesus. So do not assent to the thorn of humiliation or dishonor when you are hurt or slandered. You are what you cultivate inside and not what you are blamed for. You will not be any better just because you were praised, nor will you be any worse just because you were criticized. Stay true to yourself, honorable and discreet in your quest for inner growth.
Beautiful. It's
Mhm.
always beautiful messages. Always beautiful
This is
messages.
a great book.
Beautiful.
Yeah. They are short messages, very good. I really tell everybody if you could buy this book, it's a very small book. Claudia, show the book.
This is a
Look at
happy
the
life.
size of the book. It's a
Happy life.
tiny little
Very,
book.
very small.
It's like usually
It's
one
thin.
page, 2 page messages, but very deep and beautiful, really beautiful. So this is a wonderful book if you can have by your bed when you're going to sleep and your mind is racing with all kinds of difficulties that you might face the next day. Just think, open randomly the message that will be for you. It's a
It's true.
It
wonderful
works.
book. Yeah, it works. It's like
It
I
does. It's
love it.
amazing.
It always works. It's always the correct message. So, Marcio, would you like to do our initial prayer so we can start our God at home?
Yeah.
So, please, let's connect.
Okay, let's just be aware of our presence, and you can close your eyes if you like it. And we ask God and other spirits that could help us in name of love, that we are here tonight gathering for one more study, and we ask the protection, we ask the inspiration to give us our best of our knowledge, and what we can bring not just to us but everybody, all the beings that could be reached by this love and this knowledge and the light that can always illuminate the ways, and above all illuminates our hearts so we can be in the God's word work wherever we are, and ask the angels to guide us tonight. And so let's ask the we can be our best. That's how I think tonight. Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Very good, my friends. If you don't have your water, go running right now to the kitchen, get your cup, get your bottle, because this will be your medication for the week. And you might be saying, I'm not sick. It's okay. It's even better if you're not sick. But remember, COVID is still around. So any medication we can have, yes, please. So let's go, my friends. We are today in chapter 17. We are going to finalize the chapter today. So the first item we are going to be studying is superior and subordinates. So superior and subordinates, what is it? What are they talking about? Well, yes, they are talking about positions of work or of influence. So we are all superior or subordinates, and depending on what we are talking about. Let's imagine we are talking about a job. So a manager probably has many subordinates. A king or a queen have many subordinates, even nowadays. So let's see what this spirit is saying. This spirit is called Francois Nicolas Madeleine, and he is the Cardinal of Merlot from Paris, 1863 is the message. So he starts like this: authority as much as wealth both very difficult, authority and wealth, is a trust for which those who have been vested with it will have to render an accounting. Wow. When I read this, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm so happy. I don't have a lot of power. I don't have wealth. But if we bring to our cases, we all have a little power and a little bit more wealth than somebody else. So even if it's not the millions of dollars, we have more than somebody else. So what are we doing? What are we doing good or not good with that? So that's the point. What can we start talking about it? It's with you, Claudinha and Márcio. And all of you that are listening right now, come on, send your messages, send your questions, send your comments. I will love to read them and put here so we can all share.
Well, I believe that it's very difficult to have power, authority, because it's not for everybody. You have to be very careful because you're responsible. This is like a gift that God, it's like a position that we are in, and that we is like we have the power, we can help people, we can share wealth with other people, just like we've been studying in a couple of lessons before. And you have to, it's not yours, it's something that it's this power, it has to make people grow, it has to help people, not for you to, I have the power, I demand you do this and that, and you respect me and you will be hated, right? And
Yeah.
it's not that. That's we have to understand that everything that we have today is just we've been using things, but it can be taken away at any time if we don't make a good usage of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I also
Ma-
think that being humble is a very important point because we never know what that person really means. Can be your relative, can be your boss, can be whoever into your life. And first of all, we are the respect is also important in any circumstance. But who knows? You could have had a subordinate that was your boss or somebody that you loved. Uh, is important to, above all, have that sense of
Respect.
respect and no matter what thinking even in the past or the present, but it's Jesus always said that uh, respect your brother, your next, your all beings are the same. So
Yes, yes. And on the next page, we also have the information that the same spirit brings to us, and he talks that authority can be a mission or a trial.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes you come with the mission to exercise authority because you studied a lot how to be a good boss, how to be a person that will change the world with something, for example. So you come with the mission to be a president, maybe a president of a country. It's a lot of responsibility, and it will be very difficult because any type of position of power that puts you higher than other people will attract envy, We will attract the people that will pretend to be your friend, but they are not. So, a lot of times people see others with authority and they want that. But it's not something that is good, and it's not something that's for everybody, because it can be a big problem. It can be something very, very difficult
It is
to,
challenging, yeah.
very challenging,
Very
very
challenging.
challenging.
But I believe that in one moment, every one of us, we're gonna be in both sides,
Yes,
in one
for
incarnation or
sure.
the other.
We
We have to
already
learn.
were.
We have to learn. Yes,
We already were, and we fail, and we came
it's true,
back.
and we've been repeating and repeating.
Exactly, exactly. That's what happens, and we have to keep improving and keep trying. Ivona even mentions it. She says, "With power comes responsibility." Yes, of course. Imagine to be a president of a country. Imagine you have to decide if your country is going to war against other country. Imagine the consequences. Imagine how many lives will die, and you had that responsibility.
That's right.
It's not easy at all. It's just like, oh my God, I really didn't want to be in that type of position. It's something that is extremely, extremely difficult. But it's necessary. It's necessary. Every country needs to have a president. Every company needs to have a president. Every spiritist center needs to
Needs to
have.
have a
So,
president.
woo, everywhere, everywhere. So we have to try to do our best, even knowing we will not be loved by everybody. So don't think you will be loved by everybody. Oh, I'm a good person. Everybody will like me. No, they will not. They will not. Remember Jesus, the most perfect being of the universe, reincarnated on earth, and he was hated by many. And he helped so many, and they all abandoned him. So it's very difficult, but it can be a mission or it can be a trial, and we have to go through both, exactly like Claudinha said.
It's
And yeah.
there's a sentence here that it says, Spiritism teaches you that if others obey you today, they may have previously commended you or will one day commend you. And I
Mhm.
think the key thing is to respect and to have this responsibility, and
Exactly.
do to others what you want to be done with you, right?
Exactly.
And I believe
Exactly.
sometimes you might choose a harsh attitude or have to say words in your, even though it doesn't look apparently it's not something really good to say or to but that moment that is the best you can do in order to avoid something even worse.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
as I mentioned before, Angela, the president is some kind of maybe he will decide to go to war to and many people will die. But if he wouldn't act that way, the consequence on the other way would be even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
we
he
don't
will
know.
hold this one day, one point. He will hold that he will have to answer for that with
Yes,
degree and
exactly. Because we know everything is intention. So I'm not saying, how many times the countries went to war, World War One, two, and so many other wars, and they end up happening. But the thing was, like, what was the intention of that? Was to protect really the country, or was to invade because of maybe could conquer something, could get some oil or whatever? It doesn't matter. It's not for us to judge.
To
This is
judge.
for God. God is the one who understands us, like little kids, little kids fighting because of a toy. 2-year-olds, they do this all the time. So God sees us like that. But and Jacqueline mentioned something here. She says, "True, Marcio, under the eyes of God, we are all perfect." Not really. We are little kids. We are perfect little kids. It's like mother and father see the little kids. Oh, they are the most beautiful ever. So our free will make us change that reality. This is a temporary reality. Uh, they may different incarnations bring us back to who we really are. So we evolve with our reincarnations. We are always improving, even if just a little bit. And as you said, our free will is so important. We need to really know how to use well our free will, because this will make a big difference in our destinies. So we still have two other points to talk about. We need to talk about the individual in the world. So let's move on to number 10, the individual in the world. That's very, very interesting too. So it starts like this: a sentiment of compassion must always animate the hearts of those who gather under the Lord's side to implore the assistance of good spirits. Therefore, purify your heart. So this is beautiful. Purify your heart. And then he continues: you have been called to enter in contact with spirits of different natures and opposite characters. We are all living through that when we reincarnate. And then he says, do not clash with any of those with whom you might find yourself. Be cheerful and happy. Not easy. We can try. We have to try.
Yeah.
And that's what he's saying. You are going to reincarnate with different types of spirits. And sometimes in your own family, what is even more challenging. One thing is that if your cousin is a very difficult person, another thing is if your brother is a very difficult person. But this
But you have to be prepared, huh?
you have to be prepared all the time.
All the time.
This message comes from a protector spirit from Bordeaux, 1863 also. So interesting what he says. What else can we talk? What can we talk about this? Being
Well,
prepared.
what
How do we
is
prepare ourselves, Claudine? How do we prepare ourselves for this type of
well, I
situation?
believe that we have to try to be the best we can be. Um, like for us, that we see Jesus as a model, although we are very far from doing what we have to do, but at least we try to be better each and every day. And so we have to live in this world. Doesn't mean that we have to be not do things afraid of not being good. What I
Mhm.
mean is that um, we cannot be perfect yet, so we have to live the life that we are being presented, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to avoid some things and uh, try to be close to good people, nice environment, and to prepare our hearts to be the best we can be. That's what I think. It doesn't help to be isolated from people, because we are in society to learn with other people. So we
Exactly.
have to just to be careful and to be the best that we can be. That's all I can say.
And Marcio, how can we try to be the best we can be? What can we do to try to be the best we can be?
Well, I think we almost always we have a choice, or we have to choose. way to go, or the way to act, and the way we want to live. And of course, not always we have that choice. We're born in a family or in a country that somehow dictates you and limits you in many other things. But even no matter the circumstance you were born or you are, you can always, like Claudia said, you can bring the best of you and do the best at the moment. And I was
How?
thinking, well,
How?
by trying to bring the best, like, and the action of
Praying,
first,
praying. We can always pray,
Pray.
always.
please,
Because sometimes we want to be the best we can, but we are not in that vibration. Sometimes we had a huge fight and we were able to control ourselves not to continue the fight. But then you feel that anger, that animosity. The problem with us is that we never remember to do the most basic thing, that's praying.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting, lock yourself in the bathroom and pray. God, please
Help
give
me.
me patience, help me. Or many times the person is under some kind of such a bad influence that you are trying your best even to remain quiet, and the person is like going nuts. So pray for the person. God, please help my brother to calm down, help him to be quiet, help myself to control myself. So this is
To
one
be
of the
connected help
ways.
us a lot.
Yes,
and I
yes.
think little by little, in the daily life, I think that's the best way to prepare for that. You do not want to wait for the moment that somebody explodes in front of you, or you are in a line, or whatever you are. I think the daily life is the important to practice as well. You can practice charity.
Hmm.
You
Exactly.
you don't born with that good, but you can die good. After a few years, in reality, you can. Okay, I'm gonna give. I have only two. I'm gonna give you one. Let's say just basic thing, but
Hmm.
we don't. I mean, maybe you never went to a hospital to. Oh, this. So maybe I can. I don't know. Drink a word or apple, whatever, and you can choose it, and then it's going to be an effort to start doing it, to go there, and but then might become something that you do naturally. And I do believe that this is also to have that smile, to have that patience. It's not just that moment. You have to really build up this kind of attitude, way of
Mm-hmm.
talking, the way you see things. You know, have to really improve yourself in all the ways
Yes.
internally. Then you don't even really have that struggle when something comes. So
Yes. Yes.
that's
We
what I
we
think.
we start improving also with our struggles, exactly like Claudinha mentioned and the spirit mentions here. He says that the isolation is not good for evolvement. For us to evolve, we need to be exposed to difficulties. So as Jacqueline mentioned, we use our free will to make decisions. So we are going to make the decisions, and only through relationships, through struggles, through exercise of our free will is that we start learning. Yes, many times we will make decisions that are not very good, but with the time we will realize, like, oh, that was not good. Why did I say that? Why did I do that? And sometimes we still can go back and say, I'm so sorry. I didn't do something good. I'm sorry. I want to apologize. Sometimes, unfortunately, even if we apologize, the relationship already went sour. And that's painful for us. But at least you recognize what you did was wrong. And this is also a lesson. It's also a lesson for us to learn That's why we are always saying that the age helps us to calm down
That's
and
true.
reflect.
It's true.
And when we are young, we're very impulsive. Yeah, it's gonna be my way. Nowadays, I'm like, nah, don't need to be my way. Don't need to be your way. Whatever way that's good to everybody.
It's
That's always the best situation. So we have a Saul saying here that we reap what we plant, and she says, do the gospel at home at least once a week and help us to connect with God. Exactly.
true.
It helps us so much, Saul. Don't know what happened to Marcio's camera. Maybe he touched a button and disconnected the camera. But let's continue. Hopefully you can come back, Marcio. You're now a spirit. We hope to listen at least to your voice. So now we have to talk about the last portion. That's caring for the body and the spirit. And this item, it's very interesting because people have a tendency of doing too much of something or too little. So sometimes people, they care too much for their body, too much, like in excess. One thing that I have been seeing nowadays that is extremely disturbing is these beautiful girls. And it's funny because many times they are beautiful girls and they are making this thing that is called facial reconstruction, I think. I don't remember. And it basically is a bunch of injections they put to make like the cheeks bigger, and they remove the fat from the bottom. Anyway, and they inject a lot of fat in their
Their
mouth,
lips.
and then they look so
So different.
extremely weird.
Strange. Yeah.
It's not normal. And then I'm like, my God, they were already gorgeous. And then many times they become something that's not them. And this is like it's too much. For example, if your nose is broken, you are uncomfortable with that. Please go to a doctor and
Right.
fix it. Yes, that's you need it.
Mhm.
It's good. It's gonna even boost your how do you say?
Your
Don't know
skin.
that self-esteem. It's gonna boost your self-esteem. It's gonna make you happy. But one thing is when it's too much, and it's exactly what the spirit is saying here. For example, he said the need for caring for the body. Okay, alternatives of health and infirmity influences in a very important way the soul. And then he continues, the soul is a prisoner in the flesh. So our soul is connected to the physical body in that reincarnation. When we go to sleep, the soul is free, but is a prisoner in that life, in that body. And then, yes, maybe the body is not the best body. Maybe you were born with some kind of disability, but it's because you needed in that life to go through that situation. We in Spiritism, we understand about the reincarnation. So we understand that nothing happens by a chance. If this happens to you, don't think you are unlucky that you were born like this or like that. No, it's because you needed to go through that trial or through that expiation. And it is temporary. It will free your spirit of so much. So, Claudine, I talk forever. Go, you can say, what do you think about that?
The body is the instrument for us, right? To grow, and that's the way we can communicate. That's the way we can work.
Thanks.
He's back.
Something happened to my computer. I'm glad I'm back. I'm
Bodies.
sorry.
But
Oh,
we cannot go
good.
crazy with it. That's what you said. Hey, you're
Yes.
back.
Yeah, something happened to
And
my computer.
Yeah, so
we,
Matthew, we are just talking about the relationship of the body and the spirit, caring for the body and the spirit. So Claudine is talking about it. Okay,
yeah,
Claudine, go.
yeah, what I will say is that we have to take care of our bodies. We have to go to the doctors. We cannot
Yeah.
we have, like, for example, now we have this COVID thing still going on. We have to have our vaccines and take care of ourselves, and we cannot be exposed to dangers, because we if we are doing good, if our bodies good, if our bodies is good, doing good, it is healthy, you have a lot of your soul, your mind, everything will work.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your body's not working, if you're sick, you might as well be have a depression or have something else. So you
Yeah.
have to take care of your body is your first thing.
Exactly, and the same way is that people that they do not take care, they actually destroy, is
Hmm.
smoking or
Right.
doing anything in excess. We know, certain things are good in a limit, but
Hmm.
if you're doing excess, anything is a problem. Sugar in excess, problem. Salt in excess, problem. Oil, anything, even water. Water in excess can kill you. I was just like, what? But yes, my son discovered these things and he brings it to me. But yes, you would have to drink gallons and gallons and gallons of water, and then you would die because you took too much liquid. But so anything in excess destroy
That's
us,
true.
and we understand that we are a spirit, perispirit, and the physical body. And we know that the spirit is just a ball of energy. Some are brighter than others. And the perispirit is the copy of our body. And anything in this life that we damage the body will reflect in the perispirit.
Hmm.
And for example, a person that smokes too much, this person might not even die because of this problem. Maybe die of something else, but already damaged the lungs. So maybe in the next life, it will come back with an issue in the lungs because of the damage this person did. So life is like this. It's this beautiful balance. And when he talks about caring for the spirit, yes, we have to care for what we will make our spirit better. So that's what we were talking about before. It's charity, it's love, it's forgiveness. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the most precious gifts, uh, the most important, I would say, is the body that we have, the gift of birth, and the opportunity to really restart all the possibilities
Yeah.
to reset our karma and our what will be from now. We can always improve it or destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
because this not just with actions, but even the simple uh, for the even for the lack of attention to the body, it will you will really pay somehow. Not pay is not a good
Suffer.
word, but you're gonna suffer because we will ask and you own you feel so regretful
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't care a little bit more, like in other ways, no excess
Yes.
that you mind,
Exactly.
choices that you made that, oh, And that is always possibility. Again, I think that to you will have another chance, right? But
Yeah.
we are here now, so
We have to take
let's
advantage of
remember
it.
that we don't know if tomorrow you'll be here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that today is the time to ask the 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 the, the pardon, not the pardon, but asking excuses and have the regrets and I mean everything we have it now. And
Yeah,
the
it's exactly like the book of Edgar Tolle, The Power of Now. Let's do now what
Mhm.
we can, because that, as you said, maybe tomorrow we were not gonna
Mhm.
be here. We are already crossing over, and maybe it's too
Yeah.
late. So I love that book, The Power of Now. So yes,
Mhm.
we have to
Let's forget
live
our body,
today
let's forget
like
our
it's our
soul.
last day. So let's tell people we love them. Let's do what we can, because a lot of people, for example, to buy a clothes and say, "Oh, the day I do this, I will use that." I never did that. I'm too impulsive. So when I buy something, I need to use immediately. So I'm fine. If I die, I don't have anything that, oh, well, now this using in the house now with COVID. My husband the other day said, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's for you, baby."
Wow.
Yeah. No, no parties yet. No parties yet. My friends, we have to close. We are over the time. But it was a blessing as usual. Thank you so much to everybody that participate. Thank you so much, Marcia and Claudine. Let's do our final prayer,
Mhm.
and let's elevate our thoughts to all the people that are sick, that are in need of our good vibrations. So I invite all of you now, wherever you are, to close your eyes, to connect with us, to elevate your thoughts, elevate your vibrations. And let's ask God, let's ask the good spirits, the protectors of Mia Inner Light and Kardec Radio. So we can, at this moment, all be connected, uniting our good vibrations and sending these good vibrations to the people that are listening to us at this moment, and they are in need of something. Maybe is an issue related to their own health, maybe is a financial situation, maybe it's a disagreement in the family, maybe it's a case of depression, of anxiety. Whatever is the issue, we would like that you feel that at this moment you are being visited by these good beings, these enlightened beings, the doctors and nurses of our homes. In a split second, they are going from one house to another, depositing these good vibrations in all the bottles of water, the glasses of water. This special medication will be there throughout the whole week until we come back again next week. And we also ask these beings to visit our loved ones, our families, wherever they are, so they can also be benefited from it. We ask them to go to visit the hospitals where there are so many people in need, not just of COVID, but so many other diseases. The countries that are poor and the people are in such a desperate need of everything, even water, so they can be visited and they can receive these vibrations to make them stronger. In every single other place, including the nursing homes, including the homes where the little children live, the ones that live in foster homes, they one day will be adopted. Send our love to them so they can all face their difficulties in the best way possible. And please, at this moment that the whole planet has been affected by this COVID-19, surround this beautiful planet, our home, with our love, with our good vibrations, with our desire to help this disease to be able to disappear, help the people to be able to control themselves, to not to spread it, help the ones that can to be vaccinated. So science will be helping the spirituality. And we understand that nothing happens by a chance. So if someone is sick, let's pray together. So the best for this person will happen. So the good vibrations and the good energies can penetrate their physical bodies and they can feel better. And all of us, please, God, help all of us to continue our process of evolution, improving day by day. Thank you so much, and so be it.
So be it.
Very good. Marcio disappeared. Oh my God. Oh, there he is again.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. Marcio comes and
Why
goes.
just disappeared the
It's a
name again?
spirit in transition.
I think so.
Very good. Thank you
I'm
so
very
much,
glad
my
to be part of it.
It was a pleasure having you all here. I hope you are going to have a great weekend. Oh, before I forget, I even told Jacqueline. So we are doing charitable work together here in Miami. And on June 6th at 12 o'clock, if you live in Miami and you would like to volunteer, you please contact me through Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want, and I will give you all the information. The project is called Loving Delivery for the visually impaired. So we pack cleaning material. It's really fast. We pack the cleaning material. Each volunteer, they go in doubles. They go to two houses. So we basically just put the cleaning material in a bag and go to the address, give to the person, and then go to the next family. So Jacqueline, can you tell me the name of the institution that we are doing partnership? I forgot. I even wrote it down and I don't have it here right now. But Volunteers of Love is in partnership with this other nonprofit, and we are helping them to receive the cleaning material because of COVID. Imagine, it's already difficult for us. Imagine for people that can't see and they have a difficulty to be able to transport themselves. So I just wanted to see if I could see the name of the ONG. Jacqueline is not seeing it. I can't find it. When we want something, we can't find it. I will put the information later on Facebook. So my friends, thank you so much. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, and see you soon. Thank you, Claudina.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
Thank
you.
you.
Marcio. I'll
Thank
see
Bye,
you
you.
very
Marcio.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye bye.
It was great
bye.
seeing you.
Lovely. Thank you.